Africa. The Indies oppressed the John in Africa. They were usually 20 to 30 meters long, 6 to 8 meters in width, were equipped with 3 masts without rigging tops or yards. I ain't about to read the rest of that. But it's a whole treaty about Prester John, man.
Man, you know I'm over here. My eyes are so big.
Yeah, hell yeah. So he was definitely real in that mind. They called him King of the Indies.
Yeah, because I got this book. It's called The Masculine Cross, right? And then it goes into how the Indians or the red man was actually using the cross and calling them Catholic Indians and Christian Indians. And this book is saying the same thing. I found that kind of, crazy.
Right, so they saying wherever you find those people at, you knew Prester John was there.
Mm-hmm. So they were saying, like in that book, they were saying that the Indians was worshiping Christ and stuff like that, but their own version of Christ, not the Christ that we know of today, but it's a different version of Christ, and it was also calling like the cross technology and shit. Like, it's crazy. But that book is breaking down what the masculine cross book is actually breaking down with symbols.
All right, bet I gotta look into that shit. And I forgot what book this was.
You think you ready to read the books I be reading? That mug gonna pop.
I think so. The very allures of African origin. On his second voyage, Columbus began a process of island hopping that brought him closer to the mainland and flushed out his knowledge of the chain of Antilles. He discovered on his first voyage as he traveled his course, 2 things impressed him: the unquestionable Negro presence and the apparent influence of Christianity. He put these 2 social observations together and came to the conclusion that he might be on the trail of Prester John, Emperor of the Christian Kingdom of Ethiopia. When he reached Cuba, his convictions on this matter were sufficiently confirmed that he launched an expedition inland to search for this fabled king. But you say Prester John on a island of Cuba? How ridiculous. How could Columbus, a man who was right about so many things, become so hopelessly befuddled? In Columbus' behalf, we need to remember in 1493 he was not aware that he discovered a new world. He still believed he was on the coast of Asia. When he reached Cuba, he was under the impression that he found a continent, and he required all members of his crew to make an affirmation that they had discovered the mainland, so that on this point the expedition had unanimity. At this time, the location of Ethiopia was wrapped in massive obscurity. Some reports made Prester John a prince more splendid in wealth and dazzling strength than any prince in Europe. His kingdom was somewhere in Africa, or as believed in Asia. As Columbus put together the clues, of discovery he found on each island, he may have begun to dream of a discovery that permitted a diplomatic liaison between Christianity in the West and Christianity in the East, with the infidels in between. So every time I read about Prester John and shit, I be remembering that this book said that this nigga Christopher Columbus was thinking like this. Another book. Just be able to go to different books about this nigga. Prester John, the Mongols, and the 10 Lost Tribes.
Oh, shit. Just the title itself could, god dang.
else, man. Prester John addressed a letter to the Byzantine Emperor Manuel Comnenus. Although no Greek version of this text has ever been found, and the earliest known manuscripts of it are Latin, Prester John claimed to be a devout Christian and to rule an immense kingdom in the three Indies. Filled with remarkable fauna and flora, he was extremely rich and had great military strength, and one of the means by which he controlled his vast dominions was a magic mirror. Seemingly a more complex version of Pharos of Alexandria, the letter was ostensibly taken seriously by Pope Alexander III, in whose reign it reached the West, who wrote back contesting the priest king's orthodoxy and offering him instruction in the Catholic faith to be given somewhat unconventionally by his own physician Philip, a man otherwise unknown. Prester John's letter was subsequently translated into a great variety of languages and reached a very wide audience. Copper, what it is, yo. What it is, bro? What it is, Lo? What's up, Hugo? John, king and priest, so it would seem, entered the Western European consciousness in 1145 when Otto of Freising was told about him by Bishop Hugh of Jabala in the Crusader states. Some 20 years later, Prester John addressed a letter to the Byzantine emperor, although no Greek version. Oh, no, I just read this. Belief in the existence of the priest king had practical consequences for the Christian world. News of an attack on the eastern lands of Islam, which reached the Fifth Crusade in Egypt 1219 and 1221, caused its leaders to suppose that Prester John was coming to their aid. Since the attack was in fact being led by Genghis Khan, the West's grasp of the international situation was seriously impaired for some years as a result of the misconception. In 1245, when Pope Innocent VI decided that the great Khan of the Mongols was not Prester John, and opened diplomatic relations with him, his envoys and the travelers who later followed them to Central Asia and the Far East all looked.
Wake up and sparkle, people. That is another way I can say grand rising. Another way I can say good morning.
What it is, Hugo?
You heard me.
Yeah.
Hello, newswoman Courtney, too.
What's going on?
Newswoman Courtney, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Well, to introduce myself to you, my name is Hugo, and then my
know who you are, Hugo.
username is Hugo12.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of got that when you came up on the panel.
God damn, Hugo. Well, what's up, Hugo?
I'm cold. I'm really cold. It's cold on my feet. That is what it is. I'm trying to cuddle and get warm on my other feet.
Man,
Let's talk about Prester John, Hugo.
Man, this book cooking so hard. That book said Prester John claimed to be a devout Christian and to rule
he was
first kingdom in the Indies. God damn.
He was acting, bro. I told you I seen in books where Moors was running back to him.
Bruh.
Wake up and sparkle, copper colored. That's another way I say grand rising. And there's another way to say good morning.
You go. You got to give us another one for the men. We can't wake up and sparkle. You got to say this. Yeah, we can't wake. We can't say that when you go. But peace and love to you, though, sister.
Peace and love to you, brother.
I guess she was just trying to say, hey, wake up and put a spark in your eye.
That's not true.
That's true.
That's
and
not
you gotta
true.
Listen, Mama. You sound like you're getting emotional. I don't care what you say, but you can't say certain words on this app. So this is a children's app. So you want to change that to A-B, whatever you want to say, just like that word K-I-L-L. We don't say that. We say unalive. Now, I don't care what you say, because whatever you say, you know that over there in Somalia, it's 1,000 times worse.
Not really.
Yeah, because wait. It says the news. This news is not fabricated. There are documented cases and ongoing debates in Somalia about child marriage and attempts to change the law. Many Somali activists and international organizations are currently pushing for stronger laws to set the minimum marriage age to 18.
Most African American, they...
No, Mama. Wait. Listen, Mama, we get it that you are upset and you're trying to substantiate this child marriage, which you can't substantiate it. No matter what you say. No, it is true. It's documented. It is true. So, listen, and other than that, let me explain something to you. African Americans have went through trials and tribulations and essentially built the most powerful country on the planet Earth in history of humanity.
So over here, hold on, let me correct you. Over here, I'm 50 years old. I'm older than the term African Americans. So I don't let anyone reclassify me and call me an African American.
I'm through the lineage too. And I'm through the same lineage too, sister.
Okay,
so I'm just saying that for her to recognize. I'm saying that for her to recognize. Because she's not going to...
I let people say Black American.
Okay, then we'll say that.
But yeah, don't...
Most definitely. Yeah, I don't want to get into detail what we really are, but that's a whole nother topic of discussion.
Exactly.
But we definitely are the chosen people. But that being said, okay, so we get...
There's still this topic. So we are indigenous.
Most definitely. Yeah, we definitely are indigenous.
To call you African American.
All right, but just like, no worries, wait, Mama, listen. So black Americans have built the country, literally, the most powerful country, not only in the world today, but ever, with their blood, sweat, and tears. Went through trials and tribulations, civil rights movements, and to this day are the most influential people in the world, from the arts to music to design, creativity, and also powerful speakers around the world. We're renowned in every single country. And I'm going to be real with you, and I'm not being biased. I'm in Asia right now on business. When Africans are here in this country that I'm... One moment. You're entitled to believe that, but you guys are divided. Listen.
I'm giving you... Let him speak, because then I want to hear about Somalia.
Yeah, most definitely. So check this out. When I'm in China or when I'm in Malaysia, Southeast Asia, or around the world, okay, and I can put on the video and show you exactly where I'm at, okay? All of the people that come here that are from Africa, and there's no disrespect, it's just a fact. The people aren't really surprised. They're like, oh, okay, Africans. But when Black Americans come over, they're like, oh my gosh, Kanye West, Michael Jordan, oh, Beyonce, this, that, and the third, because we are superstars everywhere we go. We've been through a lot, and we went through trials and tribulations, and these are actual facts. Now, let me tell you something. With Somalia, with Ethiopia, with Eritrea, and with many other countries in Africa, you guys are monopolized by colonizers and that are dividing your politicians and forcing your politicians to essentially take everything from the people, so it's chaotic. Also, particularly in Somalia, you guys have issues with terrorists, with the T group, okay? You have issues with extremists and things of that nature. It's chaotic there, extremely chaotic. There's no civilization or civilized state there at all, because it's chaotic from extremists, from crooked politicians that are essentially starving the people of resources when the resources in the continent should be abundant. When you speak about China, and I do business in Shenzhen in China, I speak Mandarin as well, which I can speak with you. We can speak in Mandarin if you like. when Chinese individuals, okay, that's yeah, because you speak Arabic because you're colonized by Arabia. Now moving forward, listen, when we talk about the Chinese, they go to Johannesburg, South Africa, and areas like that to build bridges and consume resources. The Chinese do not divide as much as the Western colonizers divide in the continent. So when you are referring to Black Americans, understand that Black Americans had to deal with the colonizers firsthand and directly in a way that you and your people could never imagine, fathom, comprehend, or deal with. Because if you dealt with the same trials and tribulations that Black Americans went through, your people will cease to exist and be extinct. But we still survive. Simple as that.
Okay. So, Mama, you're supposed to be telling me about how you said that Somalia is the most influential in the people in the world?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I would love to hear about that.
Actually, like
I didn't know Michael Jackson was from Somalia. That's crazy.
what? You just say random things now, Joy.
Go ahead. Let's not interrupt her. She's going to let us know about how Somalians are the most influential people in the world.
Yes, they are very influential people in the world. They have like right now, 2026, they own the biggest mall in Africa, which in Nairobi. They own most of Kenyan, businesses. So Somalian people, even me, I can say I'm richer than the average American who live in America. So I mean,
can you prove that?
Most of Somalia, because they do business.
Ma'am,
that's not influential.
Are you crazy?
And most. Listen, but let me finish. You were speaking like 5 minutes. Let me speak.
I will let you speak. I want you to prove what you're saying, though. You're just sitting here saying stuff.
Bro,
so
listen,
how can you prove that you are the most influential and also that you are richer than most? Do you
Wait,
know?
Wani, what's so crazy is the fact the first thing that she said is we own the biggest mall in Africa. Like, no one cares about your mall that, sells knockoff Nike boots for like 10 pennies. Like, we don't care about that shit.
She still didn't tell me who was bigger than Michael Jackson.
I knew that her mom, she being that it was going to eventually start showing. I've been sitting here waiting on her. Yeah, she stuck around too long. So I said, yeah, she's sticking around for a reason.
Outdoor.
And she said they own the biggest mall. She don't own the biggest mall. There's a Somalian that owns the biggest mall over there. Not her. It ain't her mall. It might be in Somalian's area, but I guarantee you, she don't have no stock in that mall.
No, and what we know is that Somalians have some of the lowest IQs in the world. So I'm trying to figure out what
exactly.
Bro.
Now, Copper, you see when you got off your mic, she ran.
No, I just did research too. Wait, check this out. Wait, check this out. Check this out.
Because she knew I was trying to tell her to prove
Wani, wait, Wani, look, check this out. The largest shopping mall in Africa is a mall in South Africa in Johannesburg. It's in Johannesburg, South Africa. It's not even close to Somalia, bro. What is he talking about?
Oh yeah, because Rara showed us that mall. Rara was actually there and showed it to us.
Yeah, it's called Midrand. Midrand is in South Africa. The mall in Midrand in South Africa is currently considered the largest mall in Africa.
The Arabs own.
Let's see who actually owns the one in Johannesburg, or Midrand. Let me see who owns it.
And then, see what that mall, she's talking about that mall in Kenya. See who owns that mall. Because I do believe it's Arabs. Because when you look inside the mall, it's all types of Arabs in the mall.
She literally lied about everything she said and then deflected all of my questions.
That's why she left.
She crazy.
I'm still waiting on a Michael Jackson to come out of Africa. I'm still waiting.
This person said you fled to China. Listen, I'm in business, bro. I'm developing a tech company based out of Silicon Valley as a young entrepreneur. Something that you cannot do. It's not blinging. It's actually doing business. Calm down.
Baby, come on, baby. Put your hands up. Hey, you the one they love so well, upon which they had meditated with unworld devotion. They are brought to the feet of the infant Jesus and the manager. The shepherds were not Chaldeans, they were Jews. They were trained in the doctrines of the angels. Originally, the Hamitic races, Egypt and Babylonia, took lead in the arts, science, and power. The first steps in alphabetical writings or rings, sculpture, painting, astronomy, history, and navigation and agriculture were taken by them. But Berosus, their historians account of their traditions of the flood and the confusion of tongues at Babylon accords with the scripture. At most points, Nimrod, the son of Cush, came over in ships to lower Mesopotamia and built Ur on the right of the Euphrates near the mouth. Damn, motherfucker got a dog.
That's angelology that they were studying.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, that's when you do stargazing and stuff. It's called angelology.
Okay. That's a screenshot.
If you look at it, it says they was following the doctrines of the angels. That's angelology right there, because they following that particular doctrine.
Right. One of my favorite words, I should say. The announcement of a religion which had been preached by a descendant of Ishmael, whom the Moors regarded as their father, the rapid conquest of the Muslims who were already masters of half of Asia and a large portion of Africa, and who threatened to enslave the whole world, aroused the excitable imaginations of the Moors. So I'm saying, bro, just because a nigga fucking Muslim, all Moors ain't Muslims. That's just the banner they went to war under. That's really all it was. It's like, yo, fuck with us. We're going to take over this, take over that. It's like, bet. That's just like if I go in your hood. You feel me? I got 3 bricks, bro. I don't give a fuck what your gang was before I pulled up. I got 3 bricks. These niggas about to do whatever the fuck I want them to do. Same shit. Same fucking shit. You feel me? It's the same shit.
It sound like Catholic manipulation.
True. Yeah, I already know that the Catholic Church made the Muslim shit. You feel me? I already know. You feel me? They gave them, they financed them and shit. They gave them the horses. Once them niggas took it over, you feel me? The Catholic Church tried to get it from them. They like, shit, nigga, we was the ones that did this shit.
Wait, exactly. The Catholic?
Yes, I already knew that shit. I don't mean, you feel me? I knew that shit for like 5-6 years.
Exactly. The Catholic is the one, but you know the Catholic is the one that's creating all religions. So you know what I mean? They head up for all religions if you think about it, because they got to go through the Vatican. That's the domicile.
Right.
Did Catholicism go into Nigeria too?
Of course, Catholicism actually comes from Northern Africa, the Berbers.
Yeah, but I was wondering, like, if my grandparents practiced Catholicism, if they were Catholic.
It's gonna go into I think it's called African animalism, and then it goes into Catholicism folklore, because I know y'all do a lot of folklore over there, and Catholicism is at the bottom of the folklore. You know what I mean?
So to tell you about my background, I am Nigerian and West African and African, and my parents are from Nigeria. They come from like southeastern part of Nigeria. So is that where the animalism was from? I think I'll learn from you too to tell me about it, so I'll know. Because you said there's animalism.
Bro, where that Nimrod?
I've been meaning to show you this shit, gang.
I'm about to screenshot it. Fuck that, bro. You gonna take it off the screen? Never put it back up. I'm screenshotting all you and screen shit.
You know I be random as hell, nigga. Yeah, go
right,
ahead.
yo. That's
I ain't shit like you, nigga. I be forgetting shit. I be doing all type of shit. I forget like I still got it for you, gang. It's all tucked away.
Oh, you good, nigga. I know you been busy as shit. See, I found out Melchizedek and Shem is the same person, Court, from what I found out. You probably knew that already. But Melchizedek and Shem, from what you feel me? And I say like 2-3 books that said that. Melchizedek and Shem and Nimrod is Baal. And that makes so much sense because the king of the Fomorians was Balor. Bro, that was fucking Nimrod this whole time, bro. You feel me? And that's why it should be getting confusing, bro, because it be different names, but these names be the same people. It just be a different religion or a different.
But remember, like you had just said about that Moorish queen, when she converted, they changed her name. Like that's what's going on. Every time they convert, they change their names. You know what I mean?
Found jet black, tardy, olive, and white inhabitants all speaking the same language, which is Arabic. This particular part of Africa is called the Magidoxo Kingdom. The inhabitants are a stout, warlike nation of the Mohammedan religion. Damn. The whites found right. It is asserted by John Leo, the African, who wrote a description of Africa in Arabic. Hold up. All anciently comprehended under the general name of Maori or Moors or Black, or as well as the Black Moors themselves. Bro, I got another book. I'm looking for the screenshot right now. That's what I'm specifically looking for. It said we call a certain group of people Moors that don't go by the names that we give them. Bro, don't that sound like anybody that's indigenous? That's literally what it said.
Exactly. That's what I be saying, bro. I be saying
like,
that
you feel me?
shit.
So if you're not going by their names, like Nigeria is their name, Ghana, Mali, all these places is their names, bro. It ain't too many of these places where it's like, okay, this the original name. The niggas that ain't going by them names is labeled as Moors, bro. And I'm looking for that shit right now. And that's in that prehistoric nation, bro.
Yeah, some smackers right here.
Yeah, that's smacking right there, because it's even saying, you know me, I like this type of shit, me.
There's a nigga named Genseric.
That's how I held this. I said, this is some shit right here. Hold on. I gotta really break this down.
You see what that book said? They said the whites are the Romans. How many times I gotta tell people in Washington, D.C. is Roman?
Right.
Why the fuck you see all them people in the high office like that? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Can't even argue this shit.
I got to go back in the house. My phone flickering, but I found out a nigga named Genseric, bro. Genseric, he was, hold up.
I can't wait for them.
Yeah, go ahead and pull that for me, because you say Jesuit. It sounds like Jesuit.
Oh yeah, I got some Jesuit shit too. That shit he say some wild.
Oh yeah, that's my shit right there.
Yeah, that shit say some crazy shit.
I know, right? They be on some other shit. I'm like, hold on, I gotta read that again.
I'm telling you, boy. You like, hold on, bro. Yeah, I gotta rethink a lot of shit now.
But Catholic books get your mind right though. It makes you process to see what you're looking at though. You know what I mean?
You right. Damn sure right. Especially when I finally understood with before Christ and after Christ, man. I said, I get it now.
Exactly.
They just talking about before they gave you the belt and after they gave you the belt.
I think this nigga got something to do with it. This nigga Genseric. Genseric or Gazeric, king of the Vandals and Alani from the 428-477 AD, orchestrated the swift conquest of Rome in North Africa, starting with an invasion in 429, capitalizing on Roman instability. He captured Hippo Regius in 431 and seized Carthage on October 19, 439, turning it into the capital of a powerful independent Vandal kingdom. Hey, this is another shit about this nigga. Genseric led a victorious army of Germans, Moors, and disaffected Christians from Tangiers to Hippo, the present Bona, in a little more than 1 year. And after the conquest of this place, it was 8 years before he could enter Carthage. If you will consult your map and think for yourself, you will probably feel a rough analogy between the rapid raid of the Vandal and the astounding rapidity with which William II overran Belgium, Luxembourg, and northern France nearly 15 centuries later. Genseric was checked at Hippo, William II at the Marne. Hippo was but 200 miles from Carthage, but 1,000 from Tangiers, and the rapidity of Genseric's initial raid was made possible by the same perfidious methods. Oh yeah, niggas can rock. I gotta do something. Find that Jesuit shit. Where that shit at? Yo, you be using your search bar like Kane told this nigga? That's how I've been finding. You feel me? Once he told me that, that's how I was able to head tap niggas. Yeah, I do. You right. Let me do that real quick. That's how I be finding everything. And once you read it, just look for that keyword where it's like, all right, every time I'm looking for this, I'm going to just type in this word. That's how I be head tapping niggas while they talking and shit. Like, all right, go ahead. Just let me hear the hot topic points for you personally so I can just go through my notes.
You'll be shocked.
Look at him, look at him. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him. Oh, yeah, it's going down. Look at him.
But they would tell me we're talking to things.
You're right. Hey, look what I'm fucking.
That's Monday, verbatim. And if it don't line up what you said right now, she's gonna call you out on it.
You see. I love my father, but boy, I love me my mama. I miss my mama. I miss the conversations. I miss them long conversations my mother and I used to have.
I have a book from one of my relatives that I read, and yeah, they was brought over here. You know, his ancestors was brought over here, in during slavery time, and then there was a mix.
No, I think that you don't know enough. See, that's the problem.
Yeah, I get that. I might throw the book at you. I can give you the book name though.
Can I ask you where you from, Star?
I know enough about.
I'm saying, but you came up here to jump in and explain something when you don't really know enough to explain.
I can give you the name of the book, and then I can back off.
I don't need to read that book. I have my genealogy.
I get that. But that's what I'm speaking to this man about, and I'm speaking to him. I noticed your panel, but I definitely was speaking with him as far as speaking about history.
Yeah, but see, you're giving misinformation, and so that's why I have to jump in.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has misinformation. Even history has misinformation. Not all history is fact.
Sorry, where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yes.
I'm from the U.S.
No, like what state?
I'm from Jersey.
Where your grandma from?
My grandmother is from the South, but where my grandfather is. My grandfather from the South.
Right, where? So usually when we come up on Wani's panel, we say where we from and we say where our grandparents are from.
Well,
I'm from Chicago. My grandparents are from Mississippi and Arkansas, and I can get specific on where they were in Mississippi and in Arkansas. That's what we're asking you.
I was born and raised in Jersey.
That's nice. Where were your grandparents born and raised?
My grandparents are from South Carolina.
He gotta go. He gotta dig deeper.
Wow, I gotta go. I gotta dig.
No, well, no, this is not for us. Not for us, for yourself, so that you know who you are. I want you to know who you are. The purpose.
That's your
opinion. You're over talking. Hey, sorry. Listen, calm down. So she was saying that you gotta go dig deeper.
Yeah, I get that.
And you're kind of jumping in when people are not finished. So that's why you got it. That's why that just happened.
So, Mr. Star, let me tell you something. I was you a couple of years ago. I identified as African American because I did not know my
gender. I don't identify as African American. I never said that. I never said I was African American, lady.
Telling you her story. That's what Wani just said. Stop cutting her off.
I identified as African American because I didn't know who my family was. I knew what the paper genocide did to my family, so I did my genealogy. Well, now you keep saying everybody keep referring to their grandparents from the South. It's a reason they're from the South, because they come from some type of tribal land that was under a Muskogee or any. It's I think it's 5 or 7. They're going to be within that Confederacy or whatever their tribal DNA was. So that's why we say go down a little deeper and you will understand the disconnect that we're talking about. It's not to down Africa in any way. It's for you to know who you are and stand on your superiority.
Go ahead, Starry.
No, I heard everything she said, but I never gave myself a title. I'm hearing her, but I never said a title. I never said I was African American. I came in speaking about Turtle Island.
Right, and that's why Wani stopped you, because the so-called Native Americans called America Turtle Island. Also in 1924, I find it such a coincidence that that's when the Walter Plecker law came into play, and also that's when the people that we quote unquote know as Native Americans, that's when they became citizens as well. It was a law passed for them too. So two things happened at the same time, but nobody talks about that part.
In my one lifetime, I've seen us be reclassified twice. In my one lifetime.
Yeah, well, I was born in the 60s, so I've been reclassified.
You see what I'm saying? You see where we going with it?
These are writings, even when you say we go into these writings. You know, at one time, this was confiscated. These lands were confiscated. And that's facts. By people that didn't agree with what was going on in these lands. And then the rest is history, as we say. I just know it's people that took over this that started writing stuff and changed history. So it's not all fact. But, that's what I was speaking about. It still causes divinity. I know my power as a person. I'm living that.
There needs to be divinity. You don't understand why?
Why would you say it needs to be divinity?
Because we're not all the same.
Even if we wasn't all the same, why does it need to be divinity? I mean, in melanated people,
So let me ask you a question. Everything that you feel like your ancestors went through, you feel like somebody that comes over here from a different country, it can be any country, not just specifically Africa. It could be any country that comes over here, and because what our ancestors fought for, they get to take advantage of that right, that birthright, that what is it? Baby follow the belly law. They get that right all because they come over here on our land and have kids. So then what do they owe us? What reparations do they owe us? Because we are identifying as immigrants and not heirs to the land. That's the purpose.
Right,
of the alienation.
That's still no reason for divinity. Like, you know,
you're looking at it from you're thinking about it on a physical level. You're on an emotional level.
No,
nobody saying nobody's saying we should hate them, Star. Nobody's saying that we shouldn't do business.
How would that be emotional if I said, well, look, what's the reason for divinity? And you express that. Okay, bet that. They don't have to partake in what we do. Like, as a culture here, we done developed our own style of living from a lot of people. Like, Africa wants to come over here.
Beloved, listen to me carefully, okay? I have done my genealogy, and not one person in my family has ever in eternity come from Africa. All of my ancestors come from America, and these people want you to identify as something else so that they can justify taking your ancestral land from you. We are reclaiming our land around here, and the reason they want you to think you're an immigrant so you won't claim your birthright.
Oh, I know I'm not an immigrant.
They're claiming their birthright.
I'm just saying, I don't understand that part. You know, the indigenous side, where, you know, like when you say, oh, you got to reach back into your family genes. Yeah, I just said there's a book on my genetics.
Mother, you are mixing two things up, and that's what we're trying to tell you. You are confusing people who don't know the truth, and you are confused. We're telling you you're confused because your explanation lets us know this.
Nah, I'm just saying, I just don't believe in the divinity. That's my point. You know what I mean? I don't believe that it should be.
Listen, I done had Africans tell me on this app.
I get where you coming from.
Talking to me. They said we came here. They said,
sorry, let her speak. What are you doing? Chill out.
They said,
how are you going to learn if you don't want to listen?
What do you mean learn, please?
Yeah, you do need to learn.
I get it.
Turtle Island, and because you read one book. You read one book.
That's not one book I read. I'm so sorry. You just going off of opinion.
Can you please allow me to finish?
That's your pool.
Can you please allow me to finish or not? Are you going to allow me to finish or not? Then please go on mute or something. Quit interrupting me. So, what you are doing, sir, is allowing people to come here and accept your blood right. If you don't have nobody from Africa, if you have not done your genealogy and you're not for sure that you don't come from Africa, you're speaking to a panel of people who have done their genealogy for years. We know for sure we are not from Africa. I have had Nigerians come on this app and tell me 3 separate different times that they came here to replace us. They are here to blend everything up and make it look like this is not our land. That's why they keep telling you from somewhere else. Because most of us are actually from here. But if you identify as an immigrant, I don't care if it was yesterday or 500 years ago, you don't have any birthright claim to this land. And this is what they're trying to make sure that you separate so that they come right behind you and claim it. Your shit. As an African.
Okay, I get it.
Okay, do you have something to say?
No, he gone. He did say, y'all, that he had an African in his lineage. That's why he acting like that.
Is that what he said?
He did say that in the beginning when he's talking about that book.
Oh yeah, but and that's what I forgot. That's what I was trying to get to. I don't think that was an African in his lineage. I forgot exactly how he put it, but that was
I think our people confuse slavery with Africa.
Yes. That's what it was too.
That's the confusion.
That's exactly what he was talking about.
Prisoner of war is on your own land. It's a whole difference in African and slave. Like, no.
Most of these people are getting to that. And I know because I did it like 16 years ago or 20 years ago. You get to that plantation and you start and you just think that that's the end until you learn from someone, you know, that you can actually find out who those people were on the plantation.
Somebody in the comments said African hypnotized.
What?
African hypnotized.
Yeah, I mean, he was serious.
And then I think people don't realize, you know, how important etymology is and why they took it out of school.
Yes.
And why they, you know, all these things happen with the school system that people aren't realizing. It lines up with their plan, with their goal. There was a reason why, you know, who was that? Henry Ford? Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. The one, or was it Rockefeller, who wanted worker bees, basically, and that's why he was like, just teach them. Yeah, okay, I couldn't remember which one. Okay, Rockefeller. He wanted worker bees, so he like, I don't give a damn about school, just make sure they can do the job. Then they took etymology out of school. They started banning books. Then George Bush with the No Child Left Behind. A lot of you motherfuckers got left behind, and I can see it.
That 40-hour work week, that was it. They figured out the hours that was needed to kill the dream.
That's what it is.
And then
they got pushed forward.
I need all of the Africans to know that we know that you all phenotypically are Caucasians. With the Asians and with the Caucasians, we know what Afro-Eurasian is. All of y'all can throw a rock. You can throw a rock from Africa and hit Asia. You can throw a rock from Asia and hit Europe. You all are together over there trying to come over here to the land of milk and honey and claim our ancestry and claim our inheritance, our blood right inheritance, and we not going. That's what you need to know.
And to the Pan-African people who are quote-unquote American, who were born on American soil, their ancestry is strictly American. To be a Pan-African is to be anti-American. So you're going against your own people. You cannot serve 73 nations. Because if we go to war, if we go to WAR with any of these other nations, I don't care if it's in the Americas. If we go to WAR with Brazil, with Jamaica, with Nigeria, with Mali, any of those places, what you gonna do?
I have asked them, friend, and every last one of them, no matter where they 11,000 countries that they claiming over there. I said, if Africans and Americans, us, get into a WAR, even if you're a dual citizen, which side would you be on? And 100% of the time, they all said Africa.
And they need to go over there then.
Sitting in our country telling us that they would fight us for Africa. These people are a threat to our way of life. They are a threat to everything that we stand for. And these people done let these terrorists in our country, and we're being terrorized, threatened, and everything on our own indigenous soil. And I'm trying to tell you people, if you're not ready to, listen, this is our ancestral land. This is all we got. Anytime we do anything other than what our ancestors put us here to do, we're disrespecting our ancestors. You want us to honor y'all ancestors and forget about ours. Meanwhile, they done built buildings and people walking on top of our folks right now on all the HBCUs. Those are ones of boarding schools. And a lot of them, if you scan the land around it, you'll find a whole bunch of unmarked graves. So y'all want us to walk on ours and forget them, but they name the counties and streets and stuff after they folks, so you'll keep their name and their essence and stuff alive. We over it. You cannot listen, y'all cannot trick us. We have went all the way back. We know who Matthew DaCosta is. We know everything. All the gaslighting, you can stop it. We know the truth with documents. Y'all coming up here popping lip. If you cannot come up here with some documents to prove what you are saying, all you are doing is talking. We are able to go back and pull this stuff up. How in the hell do I own land perpetually? You know what perpetual means? That means as long as life happens on this earth right here, my folks own this land. How would they do that from Africa? It's too much stuff that we know that you cannot do from Africa that we have in our information. Not only is our family Bibles is matching the stuff that the white folks said. Like, come on, we're not just going off of one source. We're going off multiple sources, multiple sources. This stuff is documented in the Library of Congress. This stuff is well documented. So I don't understand why y'all think y'all can come tell us something with your two lips, and we gonna believe you over what we looking at and what we read and what we have lived. You are at your ever-loving mind.
From a habitual liar, a group of habitual liars.
And I think they not putting the.
Can I come in?
Go ahead, I'm gonna be here all day. I ain't got nothing to do.
I mean, the reason why some of us we came on this live is that when I listened to the conversation that you guys were having, and you just said right now that I personally am getting confused in a sense that what the white man wrote, and we read about some
people that can't be.
Hold on, let him finish. Let's start. Let him finish what he's saying.
Because what I'm trying to say, okay, let me put it this way. What history wrote, and we read about some, we might have not read everything, and then we heard about some. I mean, it's totally different than what I'm hearing today. You see where my confusion coming from?
So basically, you're saying
it's crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting very confused.
No, go ahead, Joy.
That was me. I was asking him a question. So you're saying that you're confused because of what you were taught, like, in the school system or whatever, and then now we're telling you something different. Is that what you're saying? That's what's confusing?
Right.
But you do realize that what you're doing is saying, basically you're saying that you're confused. It's as if, how do you guys not trust the white tea but then trust them at the same time?
Mm-hmm. That's basically what you. So she's saying y'all claim to not trust the white tea people, right? But then you believe in what they've taught you about history. That's what she's saying.
Yes, because we have not been taught or heard about the conversation we are having now that black people in America, they are indigenous of India, they are Indian descent.
Mm-hmm.
But
who was
never heard about that.
Well, I'm asking you, Opa, who was supposed to, who were you relying on to teach you that?
I mean, like, if what I'm saying is that it's history, but all those things right, this part of the history,
what is the word? So, like she was saying earlier, you guys don't look up the etymology of words. Like, a lot of times, this is just a simple thing of doing that. So what would be the etymology of the word history? I mean, what words are in that? Isn't it his and story? Doesn't history mean his?
I mean, you could be right. But what I'm saying,
I'm asking you a question. It's not that I could be right. Are you not hearing that? It's his story.
Yeah, history. Yes, I agree with you.
And right now we're telling you our story because his story is a lie.
You see, there where my confusion come from. So now I'm just listening to you guys to learn more about you guys.
What is making
I can do research.
But why do you guys rely on them anyway? Instead of going, do you know how much research it takes to really get to this point? if you're only willing to do surface level research, then you're going to keep running across his story because that's the one that they promote. That is the one that is surface level.
Right. It's well understood. But it's
Malcolm X, and then someone said Malcolm X would have laughed at us. No, sweetheart. Malcolm X would you all misunderstand Malcolm X.
I swear. And please don't say that man name.
Misunderstand him.
One line.
Okay, so my question is that we're talking about the same thing right here. So sometimes if we sit down, there are a lot of black people in America here that sometimes they don't do research, they just come up. I remember I spoke with somebody before, a black lady, and she said Africa is a country. And I tried to
she may have made a mistake.
Can I ask you a question? You say you're from Liberia, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can somebody from Somalia tell you your history in Liberia?
I mean, if the person do that research, yes, why not?
They got to do the research, right?
Yeah,
so let's say now your colonizer wrote your books. So if they do the research and they go based off a book and not based off what you and your lineage tell them, then now you have to argue about what actually happened, right?
Exactly.
And isn't
because
that erasing your history?
American history taught me that the continent was poor and needy and hungry. That is what American history taught me about you.
So after the American history taught you about us, I mean, have you done a research or have you found out what Africa stands for or who?
No, I have just listened to my fellow Africans. I've listened to my Africans that have come here from their countries, and they tell me what goes on in their country, and I take their word for it because they have lived there. I cannot base off something telling me, oh, this person, and I'm not being funny, you send 25 cents, this will feed these kids, and they literally have flies flying around you as if you are a poor continent. I'm not lying to you, and this is what but I don't believe that. When I got older, I talked to those elders that lived in the country, and they tell me different things. So yes, I take their word because that is where they are from.
Okay, now we're talking the same thing here now because
I think you guys are poor.
That's a belief.
That's not a belief. Some of them have come up here and showed us where they live. And I'm going to tell you right now, ain't no place in America that look like that over there. And that ain't a compliment.
Not even the ghettos.
Our projects look like mansions compared to what some of them people over there living in.
Okay, compared to what some of them, not all of them, compared to some. So let me ask
where are you at?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
I'm the U.S.
Were you born in Liberia?
I was born and raised in Liberia.
Why are you in the U.S.?
Well, that's a good question.
Do you consider yourself African American?
Thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you.
If I consider myself African American,
do you consider yourself African American?
Well, it depends how the blacks look at.
No, you deflecting my question. Do you consider yourself African American? How long have you been here?
I can say yes because why? I'm a U.S. citizen. So I consider myself African American.
So you are a citizen to the corporation, right?
Hold on, sir. So you consider yourself African American, but you have your own lineage, right? Don't you have a tribe you come from in Liberia? And do you know that being an African American is the name that was given to a lineage of people here? So when you call yourself African American, but you come from Liberia, you are contributing to the erasure of our people. And you're doing that like as if you don't know what you're doing, but you got to know what you're doing. Because you know that the so-called black people over here are only called African American. So how can you come in and be who we are? Who does that leave us to be?
That's what I'm saying. It depends how you
I'm asking you. No, please don't listen. I asked you a straightforward question. It's no need to go into a monologue. If that is who they have reclassified us to be, if you get to come from Liberia, you get to be a Liberian in whatever tribe you're from. But you know over here, we are strictly called African Americans. Why would you attach yourself to that? Are you trying to erase our people?
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
No,
I
just explained. Excuse me. I just explained something to you. I put it very simple. That is, I'm going to say it a third time. That is who we were reclassified to be. Who are we? If you come over here and be us, who do we get to change to?
Well, like I was saying, ma'am, I am not trying to change or take your space or what that. Like I said,
you are. Listen, but you are. But you're doing it.
But when you ask,
can I ask one question?
My answer was, I was going to say, it depends how you guys looked at me. Okay?
We look at you and see an African. That's what we see.
Africa. Okay, so now now that I'm a citizen. I was given a piece of paper to call citizen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how you guys looked at me as a black person? Am I still an African?
You're not black, so you are African.
So when they ask me, I say, okay, I'm an African.
You are an African in America. That's it.
I have a question to you.
Hold on, Abby.
Yes.
Yeah, Ulfa, are you a Liberian indigenous in Africa, or are your ancestors came from America to repatriation of the slaves?
No, I'm a straight African.
Okay.
I have no tie, like ancestors.
No, because there are some black Americans
from Africa.
No, he's made it very clear. We've already went down, Nabby. We've already went down that road with him. He's made it very clear he is not Americo-Liberian at all, okay? So we've already established that. So now let's go back to how Africans come here. They know what tribe they are from. They know what country they are from. And instead of them saying, I'm a Liberian, I could even see if you said I'm a Liberian American. But instead you know that you are attaching yourself to a people that has been reclassified to a particular name. You know that is the name that we've been reclassified to. So I'm trying to figure out how you all think it's okay to come over here and start calling yourself that name, that the only name that we are known as. How do you think that's okay?
Can we ignore him? Can you guys help me?
Oh no, please! It's too early. Goddamn.
It's not about ignoring somebody. It's just about learning from each other. Okay, I'm
you all don't want to learn from us. You all want to try to make us fit into the mold so that you all can come and reap the benefits of our ancestry and our labor, and it is over. We know about the non-governmental organizations. We know about the plan. We know that the Pope go kiss Africans' feet. They don't come kiss Americans' feet. So we know you all are one and the same. You are the white man to us. Understand what I'm saying to you?
Like, guys, I'm literally serious.
Can I say something? Real talk. Just this setup that they did was purposeful, and really we at that time putting checks on that damn box. Just trying to keep us, connected and saying, self-identifying as an African. That box was never meant for us. It was always meant to try to connect us and have us self-identify. They knew exactly what they were doing, because that's what black means / African American according to their definition. But of course, black means something different in the Americas. But it's the trickery that they always do. And then when they would come here, I've heard many
many of them say, well, they would tell us to mark that. I believe that part. I believe they would convince them to, no, it's okay, mark that box, da, da, da. But that was part of the damn trickery. We know better now, and I think the newer modern ones, Africans that come here, they know what they're doing, but